तुम पहले खुद भरो, उसके बाद हम बताएं। हाँ, तुम पहले बोलो कौन सा पॉइंट तुमको समझ में नहीं आया, उसके
सर
बाद
एक्चुअली
हम
सर मैं
बताएं।
सर डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था सर, इसलिए सर मैं
बीच में डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाओगे तो मेरा एनर्जी भी डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाता है ना। मैं इतना अच्छा से पढ़ा रहा हूँ, बीच में फिर से कोई बोलोगे सर प्लीज रिपीट अगेन, प्रॉब्लम होता है बहुत। नेटवर्क अच्छा नहीं है तो नेटवर्क चेंज करो।
जूम मीटिंग का टाइम खत्म हो गया था ना।
2 मिनट्स पूरा
नहीं
हो
ये
गया।
बोला नहीं, वो बोला कि मतलब
हेलो। हाँ
40 मिनट्स के बाद वो डिस्कनेक्ट होगा ही, ये सबका होता है, मेरा भी होता है। इतना दूर तक सबको समझ में आ गया? A domain is a set of network resources for a group of users.
Yes, sir.
यस
यस
सर।
सर।
Yes, sir.
इसको हम फिर से बताएंगे, अभी वो कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ, 40 मिनट्स के बाद वो डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया, तो इसको हम कंटिन्यू करेंगे। ठीक है, सेकेंड लाइन को डिस्क्राइब करेंगे, अब तक हुआ नहीं। लेकिन टू वे कम्युनिकेशन, आई रिक्वेस्ट टू एवरी कैंडिडेट and multiple candidate are silent, I don't know why। तो पैसा लग रहा है क्या मतलब बात करने के लिए? अंकिता, अप्रूवा, गायत्री, what is the problem? Why you are not communicate? Shivani, Delhi, totally silent. Susab Kumbar, totally silent. Yes, Doshi, totally silent. Sudhir Vishwakarma, I don't know you are getting our voice or not. Sound पहुंच रहा है सबके पास?
Yes, sir.
यस सर।
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तुम लोग रिप्लाई नहीं करोगे तो मेरे को कैसे पता चलेगा भाई? हेलो, if you not communicated, how I understood you are all clear, guys? Please respond. I send you unmute request. Please give me
I'm responding,
response.
sir. I'm responding, sir.
I am also responding, sir.
रिस्पॉन्डिंग सर।
Malar, go totally silent. Nitish, totally silent. Pranati, totally silent. So now let's see how user can log on. How user can log on? The user needs only to log on domain to gain access to the resources, which may be located on number of different server in the network. Gmail, Google, present on different site. How can log on? Username and password, logically. Google Drive, google.com. Different location, but how it is connected? Username and password. All are clear? तुम लोग जो एक्सेस
Yes,
कर
sir.
रहे हो, you are accessing. How you are accessing? If you not enter ID and password, is it possible to access? क्या ये possible
No,
है?
sir.
No sir.
ID and password?
No, sir.
That's why log on permission. First point is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All are clear.
Yes,
One
sir.
point clear.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
हाँ सर।
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Second point is the logical group of computers. Logical group of computer means जैसे हम लोग प्रेजेंट है, we are all connected Zoom meeting, but Zoom meeting multiple candidates are coming from different location. सबका लोकेशन सेम नहीं है. Multiple computers, multiple candidates present on different locations. Someone from Ranchi, someone from Pune, someone from Delhi, someone from Banda. So that is totally how we are connected, logically or physically.
Logically.
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 फिजिकली
Logically.
कौन फिजिकली बोल रहे हो भाई? Who is tell me physically?
Physically, not possible, sir, because physical is a touchable thing, sir. So how can we connect physically?
sir.
Physically not possible. That's why you are all present on your home. सब लोग अपना अपना घर में हो. But हम लोग एक साथ एक दूसरे के साथ connected है. We are all connected to other. How we are connected?
Logically
Through
connected.
Zoom.evs.
Logically.
Through Zoom domain. Through logical. Zoom
Yeah.
domain. If anyone candidate not have any phone, not have any laptop, not have any device, is it possible to connect? No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
They are a central directory database. What do you mean by central directory database? Suppose you are going to a big infrastructure where more than 100 to thousands computers are present. How you are accessible? You are accessible easily because you are connected to the same domain. जैसे हम लोग present है. Suppose I give you one real life example. If anyone belongs to others domain, Microsoft Teams, WebEx, or Google Meet, and join on my meeting, is it possible to log on?
No.
No,
He or
sir.
she
No,
not
sir,
belongs
no.
to Zoom. He or she only belongs to only only belongs to meet.google.com, Microsoft Team, WebEx, but they wants to join on my meeting. He or she entering the different ID and password on Zoom meeting. Is it possible to log on?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
Who
sir.
is coming from Zoom only, who is log on through Zoom and enter the Zoom ID and password, they can log on easily because we are
Yes,
all
sir.
present on a Zoom domain. We are all using Zoom application, Zoom.us. Zoom.us website we are follow. तो Zoom.us के साथ connected है ना हम लोग. So that is a centralized connection. Any question on third point? किसी का कोई third point में question है?
No,
No, sir.
no, sir. All clear.
Running version of all Microsoft operating system. When you physically configuring domain infrastructure, on the time you server side install Windows Server 2008 or 2012 or 2016 or 2019 or 2022 server base ways. But when you go to client side, in client side you can install Windows 7 or Windows 8 or Windows 8.1 or Windows 7 or Windows 10 or Windows 11 and professional version. Only Windows infrastructure is required. Allow administrator to manage large computer network. That's why I describe when you going to a small network, that a small network are connected through work group, but they are
Group.
only domain.
Domain.
Domain connect the large computer
Computer
network.
network.
That's why TCS, IBM, all companies are using that infrastructure because huge employee present. You are going to TCS, you will visible in every floor more than 100 to thousands employee are present, and every user using different computer. You are responsible for different systems. वो तुम लोगों को मैनेज करना पड़ेगा. You are going to a TCS, you are managing TCS computers. What about the employee desktops are present? That is your responsibility. Generally contain a large number of computer on a same network. Why? This is the thing. Generally contain a large number of computer in the same network. एक बड़ा network में connected. मतलब if you going to a large network that also connected to the same network also. Suppose you are going to first floor user is call you. First floor user call you. he or she telling that I am pressing log on is on my computer or laptop, and you present on 8th floor. You present on 8th floor. So obviously you physically not go, right? तुम physically नहीं जाओगे. तुम क्या करोगे? You go to folder, you go to that, you go to identify that user, then you reset the password, and then you share this password with user. If this is your current password, please check it's logon or not. Then you can solve that issue, because your user who present on first floor and you present on 8th floor, they all computers are present on the same day, because every computers present on a same domain. All are clear? Every
Yes,
point.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I request to everyone who join, rejoin, you can understood anything. तुम कुछ भी नहीं समझोगे if you not present continuously. So now let's see. So please take the screenshot. I request to everyone, please take the screenshot. This definition you also perform when you are attending on any interview. And that is very important to TCS, IBM, Wipro. Multiple company are asking what is the.
For a group.
All are clear? Any question up to now? Please tell me. और थोड़ा सा जल्दी बताओ. Response थोड़ा जल्दी करो.
No problem, sir.
No problem, sir.
No problem.
No problem. No problem, sir.
No
No
problem.
problem.
Can I go to next?
Problem नहीं है.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
विक्रम तुम मुख में भी बोल सकते हो. ओके ठीक है. यहाँ पे नोट डाउन करने का कोई जरूरत.
Sir,
टेल मी.
different in domain, different windows are used.
सॉरी.
Sir, in domain we connect a lot of systems. So in systems we using different windows or same windows.
No, different Windows. Windows 8, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, Windows 11, whatever you want. But professional version.
We using
But
same
professional version.
क्या है? जिसे हिंदी लिखने नहीं आता.
But professional version.
Okay, sir.
मुझे नहीं है.
In work group we using same windows.
No, here also same, not same. Here also using different Windows also. Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1 professional version. But difference is there. Work group only using for a small network, the domain using for a big network.
Large network.
Yeah.
So explain.
Work group.
Can you
Work group
explain
limit.
again?
Which one?
6th point.
Sorry.
Will you explain 6th point again?
6 point. Generally contain
Yeah.
a large number of computers on the same network. Generally contain a large number of computers on the same network. You are going to a big company where multiple departments are available, which is connected over the same network, and you will easily managing that all departments users from the server, from the Active Directory database. Now can I go to next? All are clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now let's see what is domain controller. I request to everyone, please take screenshot because I don't give you an next time. So all are visible my screenshot. What is domain controller? A domain controller is a server that responds to security authentication requests, login in, checking permission within Windows Server domain. A domain is a concept introduced in Windows NT whereby a user may be granted access to a number of computer resources with the use of single username and password combination. Often referred to as a DC. तो इसको पहले समझा देता हूँ. A domain controller is a server. What responsible? A response to security authentication request, login in, checking permission. Login in कर सकता है and checking in कर सकता है. Login in means what? Your user ID and password is correct or not, and checking permission means which particular permission you have. FTP resources permission, domain resources permission, remote resources permission. What permission you have? All are clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
A domain is a concept. ये domain जो concept है, that domain concept introduced in Windows NT. Windows NT क्या है?
Windows version, operating system version.
Windows NT is a one type of OS where domain first launched. Windows NT is a one type of OS where domain first launched. And how it works? Whereby a user may be granted access to a number of computer resources with the use of single username and password combination. All are clear?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Often referred to as a DC. Domain controller. Domain controllers is the full from DC short form. Any server with Active Directory domain service role. Any server with Active Directory domain service role. If you managing any server with Active Directory domain service role, if you managing domain, if you managing Active Directory, if you managing Active Directory database. Without ADDS role, you cannot managing domain. Without ADDS cannot present or configure domain.
So ये रोल कौन असाइन करेगा सर?
नहीं बताएंगे, बाद में बताएंगे.
Okay.
Response to security authentication request. Login in, checking permission. I hold the third point. I describe the third point on when I mention Active Directory. Okay, Bhaskar.
Okay, sir.
So all are understood 1, 2, and 4th point.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I describe third point briefly. Now I describe third point in briefly. Wait and watch. Wait and watch. Windows NT is a one type OS where domain first. No, this is not a first OS. ये first OS नहीं है. पहले Windows 1 था. Windows 1, Windows 2, Windows 3, 3-4 वर्जन के बाद Windows NT लॉन्च हुआ. Yeah. All are clear? Any question?
No, sir. All clear.
No, sir.
All clear, sir.
Gajanan
Yes, sir.
Kirsagar. If I enter your short name, what I enter? GK. So domain controller DC. Now clear? Second point.
Yes, sir. कुठे रात्री फोन कशा करत होतात?
Request to everyone, please. Silent.
काय
Now I describe what is Active Directory. Now I clear the third point of the domain controller. So what is Active Directory? Active Directory is a database. What is a? This is a database. All are clear? तो इस database में क्या store होता है? What stored here? Which store a database like user information, computer information, and also other network objects. Also other network objects in. It has capability to manage and administrate the complete network which connect with AD. जो AD के साथ connected रहेगा, who is connected, which database connected with AD, that is easy to manage and administrate the complete network. हम लोग एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर है, बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन हेल्प कौन कर रहा है? एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी, where all databases are present, all domain database is present. Active Directory domain service store information about users, computers and other devices on the network. ADDS helps. किसको help कर रहा है ADDS? Administrator को. ADDS helps administrator. What help? क्या help कर रहा है? Securely manage this information. कौन information को? User information and facilitate resources. Facility दे रहा है. क्या facility दे रहा है? Facilitate resources. Facilitate resources and sharing and collaboration between users. So Active Directory help to administrator. What administrator? Securely manage this information. What information? User and computer information. And facilitate resources. What facility is there? Resource facility. And how to sharing that facility? Sharing and collaboration between. If you're sharing domain service, if you're sharing FTP service, if you're sharing remote service, if you're sharing printer service, you can easily manage from Active Directory. Any question? Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
I give you short example. Suppose you are storing any folder or files. What require? One space where you storing the file or storing the database, right?
Yes, sir.
So here also the same thing. You are storing domain database. Where domain database present? On it. Where all database. All are clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any question? Ask me.
No, sir.
No, sir.
All clear, sir. No, sir. No.
If not clear, if anyone is silent but not communicate with me, if you not understood, you read through your site, then you unmute and tell me what problem you are getting. Any question?
भुजिया बना दो।
Can I go to next topic?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Theory is very important. Theory समझोगे तो याद आ जाएगा.
Sir, one question, sir.
बोलो.
Sir, in case of domain, I will be able to log in from any system within a network, no?
Yes.
That restriction is not there, which was there in work group, correct?
Because work group में तो तुम physically every computer में जाके account को बना रहे हो ना.
Correct. यहाँ पे हमारा central database में account information store हो रही है.
You are accessing any computer, you must have an account on that particular computer on local security database. But in the domain, if you have a user account on domain, you can log on to any computer on the domain without needing an account on that particular computer, because all computers are connected through a centralized domain where your all database present.
Yes, yes.
And that's why you can access from anywhere.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any question?
Sir,
ये
in
सब
domain,
basic है. हाँ बोलो.
in domain, all the computers have the same password.
No. Domain controller password is same. User password is not same. If you entering the user's password, anyone can hack any user file. That's why domain password is same for all computer, not user's password, which I already mentioned.
Okay.
So now let's see the advantage. One location for all users, computers and groups. Why? Because हम लोग तो एक ही domain में present है ना. We are all belongs to which domain? Zoom.us, and that's why everyone can join through your ID and password. What ID and password you will enter? Same user ID. वो किसका ID है? That is provided by admin. Admin send you. Admin send you means which ID? That is the administrator ID. That is the domain ID. That's why your all ID and password is same. सबका ID सबका password same है. ऐसा कोई कैंडिडेट बता नहीं सकता कि सर मेरा पासवर्ड डिफरेंट. Why? Because you are all connected through centralized here. हम लोग एक दूसरे का साथ बात करें क्यों? We are all belongs to Zoom.us. So password are same for all computer. Which password are same for all computer? Domain password. All are clear up to now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And ये जो infrastructure है ना domain का, that is totally responsible for client server architecture. This is the server, this is the client. This is the server, this is the client. This is the server, this is all other clients. But in work group, not have any particular server. यहाँ पे कोई server ही नहीं. That is totally peer-to-peer based network, which I already described on my previous topic. All are clear up to now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Easier and quicker to maintain. Why easier and quicker to maintain? Because we are controlling from centralized location. तुमने मान लो ये one new employee using that computer. So that new employee user ID were created on the server. One new employee is present on this computer. Where user ID is present on the server. If new user coming on here, where user account is present? Server side. But here it's not possible. If you created user account on in single computer, that is not reflected on another computer. Why? That is the security. Security is local to each computer in work group. But here centralized connection. Domain is totally centralized based network.
Sir, what is peer-to-peer connection?
Sorry?
Peer-to-peer means all data is interconnected to each other.
Are you present work group? तुम work group में present था?
Yeah, sir. Present time. I'm present, the sir,
तो
but I'm not.
थोड़ा सा theory पढ़ लो. What is peer-to-peer network? देखो पता चल जाएगा.
I didn't understood that point.
I did not understood that point. Which point?
Peer-to-peer connection.
Peer-to-peer connection. How can I help you now?
Sir?
How can I help you now? देखो peer-to-peer पढ़ लो थोड़ा. A peer-to-peer network in which interconnected nodes share peer resources among each other without use of centralized administrative system. There is not have any central server, but on the domain, central server is present. Clear? If you read work group, if you understood work group, you also understood domain, because you also differentiate that network. दोनों नेटवर्क ही पता होना चाहिए. If you not understood domain network, you also each are interrelated. तुम कोई बड़ा नेटवर्क में जाओगे, उसमें छोटा छोटा वर्क ग्रुप भी दिख रहेगा. वहां पे ऐसा कंप्यूटर है जो भी वर्क ग्रुप में ही प्रेजेंट है, लेकिन वो डोमेन से कनेक्टेड है. I also describe you later when you are going to another infrastructure.
One question, sir.
बोलो, क्वेश्चन ही कर लो तुम लोग, बाद में कंप्लीट करेंगे टॉपिक. बोलो बोलो बोलो, जल्दी बताओ.
गूगल ड्राइव में डेटा को मान लो सेव करते हैं सर, या वीडियोस हो गया, कोई कांटेक्ट हो गया, तो किस सर्वर में जाके सेव होती है?
तुम जो अकाउंट बनाओगे, whatever the user account you are created on the domain, that is reflected on all computer. If I created user account, if you created any folder on computer, that is not reflected. If you not share, if you share, that is reflected. Otherwise not. Which I already described on sharing option, how to sharing a folder. So all are understood, easier and quicker to maintain.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No centralized connection. That's right. That's why easier. Scales easier if you add more users and computers, because here not more than not only required only 10 user limits. जैसे work group में कहा था ना, work group disadvantage. Last point. What I mean,
Yes,
sir?
sir.
10 computer limits, but here scales easier if you add more users, because this is big network. This is domain. Here you can maintaining multiple users. 100 to thousands users are connected over here. Depends on your infrastructure. Very high security in sharing and personal settings. Very important topic when you performing any practical on the next time. On the time, what we'll do when we sharing any file on the domain, we must remove everyone. Why remove everyone? For 5 points. Very high security in sharing and personal settings. All are clear? Any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So could you repeat once again this point, very high security one?
Which point?
Fifth point, very high security.
तुम पहले खुद पढ़ो.
So very high security in sharing and personal settings.
क्या समझ में आया?
Mean work group से यहाँ पे ज़्यादा high security होती है. If you are sharing something with other users, so there will be higher security.
वही मैंने बताया.
Okay.
वर्क ग्रुप डिसएडवांटेज में बताया था ना, वेरी टू मच लो
Yes,
सिक्योरिटी.
security. Yeah, no security.
Because we are describing domain that is totally opposite of work group. ये domain जो है, domain का जो concept है, ये work group का उल्टा है. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए जहाँ पे लो सिक्योरिटी है, यहाँ पे हाई सिक्योरिटी है, because we are learning domain. Any doubt?
No, sir.
डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ द डोमेन. डिसएडवांटेज क्या है? कॉस्ट थोड़ा ज्यादा पड़ता है बस. प्राइसिंग इज टू मच हाई. व्हाट प्राइसिंग? रिक्वायर्ड ए विंडोज सर्वर एंड आल्सो रिक्वायर्ड इट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स टू सेट अप. When you configuring a domain, obviously there is SE also required, UPS is also required, then multiple employee also required who maintaining the server, because if you providing the domain service, you must turn on the service, right? You are providing domain service, you must turn on the service 24/7 to 365. Then clients are accessible. Otherwise, zero. Because it is centralized connection. Client server architecture work here. Now is the last theory. Difference between first you will take the screenshot. Sorry for it. Maybe all are taking screenshot of the domain. Maybe all are taking screenshot of the domain controller. Now you are taking screenshot of the Active Directory and advantage and disadvantage. Then I go to the next theory. And when you are all taking, then I reply, then I go to next topic. Please respond quickly.
Done, sir.
Taken, sir.
Done, sir.
Now, what is the difference between work group and domain? What is the difference between work group and domain? Now let's see. तो देखो, इसको पहले अच्छा तरीके से समझने के लिए कोशिश करो. यहाँ पे वर्क ग्रुप और एक बार रिवाइज हो जाएगा. जो वर्क ग्रुप क्लास में नहीं था उसको भी समझ में आ जाएगा इफ यू नॉट प्रेजेंट ऑन वर्क ग्रुप क्लास. So what is the difference between work group? That is the domain infrastructure, which is a server-based network, and work group is a peer-to-peer based network. Peer-to-peer means that all computers are connected to each other without server. यहाँ पे कोई server नहीं है. यहाँ पे कोई server है नहीं. There is not have any server, but here server is present. All are clear? That is called peer-to-peer, and that is central. That is server-based network, and that is peer-to-peer based network. Now clear, Malar?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So now let's start the point. First point, all computers are peers. All computers are peers, matlab, next line. No computer has control over another computer. No computer. This computer, Krishna.das, computer 1. It's not possible to control computer 2, computer 3, computer 4, computer 5, computer 6. That is called peers. That is called peer-to-peer basis. Now clear? Now you have any question? Tell me.
No, sir.
No, sir.
All
No,
clear.
sir.
No, sir.
I request to
No, sir.
everyone, please view my content. Please listen my voice
Yes.
and please respond quickly. If you follow that three things, you will understood in a single time. All are clear? First point on work group.
Yes, sir.
Then I
It's
go
clear.
to
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
what is the domain? One or more computer or server. One or more computer or server. Network administrator use server to control the security and permission for all computers on the domain. This make it easy to make change because the change are automatically made for all computers. What do you mean? क्या
Yes,
meaning है
sir.
इसका? One
So
or
it's
more computers are server. बीच में बात मत करो. बीच में बात मत करो. Don't tell me your sides. When I ask you on the time reply me. जब हम किसी को पूछेंगे all are clear on the time you can ask. पहले मेरे को बताने दो. One or more computers are server. If you're sharing service from here, that is also server because that computer belongs to domain. If you're sharing any service from here, that also belongs to domain. If you're sharing any server, if you sharing any service, that also belongs to domain. Why? Because computer 1 also present on domain, computer 2 also present on domain, computer 3 also present on domain. Network administrator का काम क्या है? Network administrator use server to control the security and permission for all computers on the domain. Because this make it easy to make change because change are automatically made for all computers. So where you go? We are created user account on our domain google.com. तो हम जब डोमेन में पासवर्ड चेंज करेंगे, if I changing the password from our domain server, that is up to date with client side or not? Or you are entering wrong, you are entering old ID and password and you can access Google Drive or mail or whatever. Obviously, you will enter current password because it's reflected on every computer. It's reflected on each resources. It is reflected on every resources. All are clear because your ID and password present on domain server. Whatever the database control from domain. But here only single computer. Security is local to each computer in work group. In the domain, all are centralized. First point is clear to everyone. Now tell me
Yes,
some
sir.
question. Any question?
Yes, sir.
Respond. Yes to yes, nahi to no. Time loss
No,
mat
sir.
karo.
no, sir.
Clear, sir.
No, sir.
Clear, sir.
No.
Clear, sir. Clear.
Second point of the work group, each computer has a set of user account. To use any computer in work group, you must have an account on that particular computer. समझ में नहीं रहा फिर से पढ़ो एक बार. खुद पढ़ो उसके बाद बताओ कि सर आई एम नॉट अंडरस्टूड. Each computer has a set of user account. तुम इस कंप्यूटर को एक्सेस करोगे उसमें अकाउंट होना जरूरी है. If you want to access this computer, you must have an account. If you accessing this computer, must have an account. If you not have account, not possible to access. That is written on second point. All are clear? If not
Yes,
clear,
sir.
please read the point and then tell me,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I'm not understood.
Clear,
Clear,
sir.
sir. Clear.
Clear.